Hey there, Sean here from Microbudget Film Lab, and I wanted to talk today a little bit about marketing and distribution because that's a really big concern that most microbudget filmmakers have and they don't know how to face. Now, the first thing is that distribution is really something that's already been solved. This is not a problem any longer for filmmakers around the world, really. There are so many ways to get your film out there that didn't exist 5-10 years ago, like didn't exist at all. I mean, if you want to get your film up on VOD platforms, there are aggregators now where you can send your film, like Distribber, for instance, where you send your film, and for $150 they'll convert your film to make it VOD ready, and then they'll try to get it up onto Netflix or Vimeo or Hulu or iTunes and so on. And if they're not able to get it up, then you won't have to pay any money except for the $150 conversion fee. So it's a pretty cheap option for a lot of people in comparison to what you're going to spend on making your movie probably. But even in terms of theatrical distribution, in the United States, for instance, there's TUG, T-U-G-G, which helps you organize theatrical releases in theaters. They have partnerships with theaters around the country. They'll organize the theater. They'll organize the sale of your tickets. All that kind of stuff they'll do in return for a percentage, of course, and a fee. So now it's even possible to do theatrical release with micro-budget films. And if you don't get up on a platform, and you don't do theatrical, and you just want to do an online distribution, there are self-distribution platforms that are incredibly powerful and allow you to do all kinds of things. Platforms like Gumroad, VHX, Vimeo. You can do discounts on there and sales and promotions. You can sell merchandise, all kinds of things that, again, were simply impossible 5-6 years ago. So it's an incredible moment, I think, to be a filmmaker, not only because of the cheapness of technology and gear and so on, with DSLR cameras and that kind of thing, but also in terms of the availability of distribution platforms. But it's not all rosy. I mean, that's the good news. The bad news is that it doesn't matter if your film is up online. It doesn't matter if you set up an account with TUG if there's nobody who wants to watch your movie. And this is really the problem that filmmakers face now, which is a question of marketing. And there are a number of answers to this question, but just to talk a little bit about the marketing thing, I think the thing that filmmakers are often good at is organizing their production process and their pre-production process, their post-production, all the stuff around making the movie, but they're not really great at marketing. And I want to propose something, which is that to even consider being able to build an audience for your movie, you have to start right from the beginning, while you're still in development. And you have to see your entire filmmaking process from the development stage right through to post-production as a marketing opportunity. And that means you have to have somebody on your team, on your producing team, who sees it as their responsibility to be your marketing person, who makes sure that you have a Facebook page, a Twitter account, that is making sure that stuff is populated with content all the time, posting stuff up. Of course, during the production phase is the best time to do that because you're producing tons of content on set. You're producing stills, you're producing little video shorts that you can post, you can do production diaries, all that kind of stuff. But you need to think of all the ways at each stage of the process that you can market your movie. And within that, of course, the first people you're going to market to are people that you know and love and who know and love you because they're the people you already have a relationship with and who feel some stake in the success of your film. But then you need to think beyond that and think about the niche that your film connects with and how you can reach out and connect with that niche. Now, fortunately, Facebook, we all maybe hate Facebook ads, but Facebook is an incredibly powerful advertising platform. You can target people based on their location, based on their interest, based on their buying patterns, incredibly granular data that you can use for a fairly cheap price. In the old days, if you wanted to put up, billboards or signs in the subway or on television, it was incredibly expensive both to produce the material that you needed to advertise and to get the space to advertise. Whereas now you can put up a Facebook ad for like $5 a day. And then of course you can scale it up from there, and you can target the people who are going to be most likely interested in your material. If you have content that is relevant to LGBTQ people, a story that is a powerful LGBTQ story, you can target LGBTQ people and even LGBTQ people who like horror movies or who like drama and romance and so on and so forth. You can do the same with anything, with firefighters, with skateboarders, with people who surf, with people who bowl, like anything you can imagine you can target on Facebook in a way that was simply impossible. The incredible intelligence of the platform is really kind of amazing. So it exists out there. It's not to say that it's easy. It's not easy, and not to say that it's cheap. You need to set aside a budget that you're going to use for this marketing process, but it is possible. So people need to panic a little less and think about how you can turn your entire process, starting from the beginning, into a marketing exercise in order to move it forward. Now, the last part of what I want to say is that I'd love to get your experiences about this. Many of you who are watching this will have made a movie, will have put it up, got it up on Vimeo or Netflix, will have promoted, marketed your movie through a DIY platform like VHX, and I would really love to hear your story. My idea is to take these stories and these experiences and the tips that people have and turn it into a kind of master class so that it can be shared with other filmmakers, that all these different experiences and tips and techniques and tricks in order to market movies, because it's something that filmmakers, I think, really need, and tools that they could really use to help further their careers as filmmakers, help get their unique vision out there in the world. So if you have an experience, if you've made a movie and you've marketed it, please write to me, write in the comments below, and tell me what you did and what worked for you and what didn't work for you, so that as a community of filmmakers, we can share that experience and we can all, in the end, have a more viable career as filmmakers and create movies that are unique and fresh and that don't get made in Hollywood. So I'd really love to hear your stories, and happy filmmaking.